Dr. John Hart has been standing by. You've had an opportunity to crunch, digest, and think about the numbers. And we've had an opportunity to hear from both Harry Kim and Rick Blangiardi and Colleen Hanabusa. So let's, if we can, start with the race for Honolulu mayor. Very interesting that the two businessmen winning out, so it seems, over the three politicians. Let's talk a little bit about that. I know you weren't particularly surprised because when we talked the other day, you pegged those three to be the top three, with Rick being the front runner.
No, I'm not surprised at all. I am surprised at the variance between Amemiya and Hanabusa. And as we just talked about, I think the 7 o'clock printout is definitive, with the exception of maybe a race like Kim Iacocca with 200 ballots. I think otherwise, if you do the math, what you're seeing at 7 is what you're going to see at 10. So in other words, you have two people who will claim to be outsiders running for Honolulu mayor. You will have an outsider in the lead for Hawaii mayor, which, as you know, was a huge shock to me. So it's pretty interesting. It's also interesting to note historically that with all our diversity, we've tended to vote for white males for mayor of Honolulu. And I wonder if we're going to see that continue.
All right, couple interesting thoughts there. Rick Blangiardi has had a very distinguished career as a businessman here on the mainland, overseeing large companies. Keith Amemiya has done some great things. People who remember when he came up with the whole Save Our Sports campaign, really resurrected high school sports, very connected to a lot of the local establishment, the Bishop Street establishment, if you will. So there could be a lot of money that's going to be thrown into this race. And it got pretty harsh. Keith Amemiya found himself on the receiving end of some pretty harsh campaigns that some different groups put out there. What are you going to expect to see as we funnel down to two people now in this race? Do you see Rick Blangiardi continuing to maintain that lead, or is this going to be a dogfight?
Oh, no. This is going to be a dogfight. People who say it's Rick's to lose, I don't really think that's true. Number one is, I'm a big believer in the weeds of looking at the campaigns, and I think that Amemiya has some very good people on retainer. I expect them to run a very hard campaign. I expect them to paint Rick as a Republican. I expect us to hear a lot more about Rick's real estate deals. I think Rick's people will try to paint Keith as someone who isn't a new face, someone with deep connections to Democratic royalty. I think we're in for a dogfight.
Certainly this job at either or will be taking at some point much different from the job they initially set out when they announced their candidacy before this pandemic hit. Before we transition to Big Island Mayor, Colleen Hanabusa, do you think the fact that she is more that career politician, that she's been in Congress, she's been at the state level, she's run for mayor, governor, and even leaving that door open, do you think people saw that even if they elected her mayor, maybe she'd be jumping ship in 2 years and seek Washington Place, or maybe even Washington again?
Well, those are all fun things to talk about. But if you look at the numbers, let me see. I'm looking for Mufi's. Mufi got almost 25,000 votes. I would argue that at least 8,000 of those, and that's very generous, would have went to Colleen, which means she would have been number 2. I think he split the votes from her, and it's as simple as that.
All right, let's go to the Big Island. And Joe had that interview that I'm sure you listened to with Harry Kim.
Yes.
And Harry made that statement, well, if people think that I'm not up for the job anymore, I don't know that that's what the people of the Big Island think. I think Harry is so beloved over there, but maybe I think people just think, Harry, maybe it's just time. We love you. We want you to go. We want you to rest. We want you to enjoy. But I tell you, I was there for storms. I was there for 30 days during the volcanic eruption. Harry doesn't like people saying, why don't you go home and rest? That job is what kept him, I think, so engaged. And it looks like he now is not going to be in that position anymore. So looking ahead, when you look at Mitch Roth and Ikaika Marza, Ikaika, of course, was the one that became the voice of the people during that volcanic eruption a couple years ago. That's a really interesting dynamic. Someone who's not even close to being a politician, someone who's probably never even worked, who knows, in some official office-style setting and capacity.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting. And I thought Joe asked some wonderful questions that pretty much framed this properly. That, yeah, I mean, it's like the football coach, who gets to tell him when it's time to go. And, he certainly will be a legend on the Big Island and deserves to be. However, the general is different from the primary. Once you whittle it down to two, I think the Big Island has two pretty clear choices, and it will be an interesting debate.
All right, and then let's bring it back to Honolulu, and let's talk about the prosecutor. Stephen Alm laid out a pretty strong case why he's the front runner and why he should continue to be and why he should get that job. Talk a little bit about that job. Obviously, as you and I spoke to before, and what he reiterated, bringing back the integrity of that office is paramount.
Yes. Well, Steve, like we talked about before, to me is kind of a centrist. He's in the middle. He does have a proven track record. He was either going to run against Cow on his right or Esser on his left. So, I think in some ways that puts him in an even stronger position. I think he's a very formidable candidate. And I'm be interesting to see how Cow decides to frame her race.
All right, we saw that Tommy Waters, Trevor Ozawa battle in the last two races that people went to sleep not knowing who was going to win. It was so close.
Yeah.
We don't seem to have that in the cards tonight, but it was just 4 days ago that New York City, in one of the congressional races, finally named a winner some 6 weeks later. Yeah. Taking everything into account and seeing the way the election went here, and we heard earlier from Scott Nago, the chief elections officer, it seems the people of Hawaii enjoyed this process. I think we, you as an analyst, us as broadcasters, enjoy not having to wait till the wee hours of the night. Your thoughts, generally speaking, on mail-in voting, and not just in Hawaii, but looking to the general election on a national basis. Obviously, a lot of noise has been made about that very specific issue.
Well, I think the results in Hawaii point out, as most of the mainland data does, that mail-in voting works. And so it's, let's see what happens. Obviously, the mainland situation, it's all going to be tinged over politics. Who's going to get more votes if we go mail-in order. Given the difficulties we had at the polling stations here, I don't know of any group that was particularly against mail-in voting, and I certainly don't see anything that happened tonight to become an argument against mail-in voting. I think you can criticize the Honolulu election people for office for many things, but they were ready to go tonight, and it looked like it was handled pretty well.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, before I send it back to Joe, I've kind of led you to the water. Any other observations that you want to drink up on your own?
Well, I mean, dude, we talked about not staying up all night, but I'm trying to look at the Kim race. That's only 200 votes, right?
Which one? I'm sorry.
Kim.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if that's only 200 ballots, you and I have to at least stay up till 10.
Well, we will be up to 10. You can stay up as long as you like. I'm going to bed at a normal hour. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay, very good. But for the rest of you, statistically, the 7 o'clock results are definitive.
Right on. Dr. John Hart, we appreciate your help as always, and I'm sure we're going to be checking back with you at 10 o'clock when we do get that next. Pranat, in the meantime, go feed the dog. Sounds hungry.